Students, we'll start the next topic, that is free fall. Okay, now for understanding free fall, you have to first understand few things, that the earth attracts object towards it. That is what we all know, and this is due to gravitational force. Okay, now whenever the objects fall towards earth, okay, under this force alone, then these objects are said to be free fall. Now before I go for the next lines to read on, okay, I just want you to understand what is free fall. Okay, now whenever you are standing on a terrace, okay, or a heighted building, and just release a piece of stone or anything from that terrace, okay, just releasing, I'm telling, not at all applying any force, not throwing it down, okay, just really take that object in your hand and just release that object. Okay, now what happens, this object which is coming down from the terrace, okay, from where you have released, does not have any force acting on it except for the gravitational force. Okay, because you have not thrown it with the force, so only force which is acting on that object is gravitational force. Such objects, when they are falling from a height, that is known as a free fall. Okay, now if you've understood free fall, we go to the next point, that is while falling, there is no change in direction of the motion of the object. It's falling in one same direction, but due to the earth's attraction, there will be a change in magnitude of the velocity. Now what is the meaning of changing magnitude of velocity? Magnitude means value of velocity, because initially the velocity will be very less. As it falls, the velocity will increase, but remember, the direction won't change. Okay, so any change in the velocity, that involves acceleration. So whenever we have got two different types of velocity, one will be initial, another will be final, that involves acceleration. Okay, so whenever an object falls towards earth, acceleration is involved. Now this acceleration is due to earth's gravitational force, because we are not exerting any force. Thus this acceleration is known as acceleration due to gravitational force of earth, or acceleration due to gravity. Okay, and it is denoted by the symbol small g. The unit of this small g is the same as that of acceleration, that is meter per second square. So anywhere wherever small g is written, we call it as gravitational acceleration. Okay, now this acceleration is due to the earth. Okay, now due to the from the second law of motion, as we all know, it's a force is a product of mass and acceleration. Now whenever you are using the second law in contacts with the earth, okay, there this acceleration becomes gravitational acceleration. So let us see how it is derived. Now force is equal to g m, that is the mass of the earth, multiplied by mass of the object upon d square. That is what we have seen in our previous class. Okay, now this force also is equal to m into a. Here it is g, because we are using gravitational acceleration. Now we can equate these two forces. Okay, so when we equate it, we get mg is equal to capital G m multiplied by small m upon d square. So if you want to have the value of small g, we take all other things on the next side, that is the right hand side. Okay, so we have got g multiplied by m into m d square, and this m will go down, both the m's gets cancelled, so we have got capital G capital M upon d square. Now here this m is the mass of the earth, d is the distance between the object and the earth, okay, and capital G is gravitational constant, that is what we all know. Now the distance d, okay, will be equal to the radius of the earth, that is the distance between the object and the earth. This d is equal to the radius of the earth, that is r. Okay, so in place of d you can keep capital R, so it becomes r square. So the equation becomes small g is equal to capital G capital M upon r square. Now one more thing, when we are deriving this, we have to keep in mind that earth is not a perfect sphere. Okay, if you understand properly, it's something like orange, okay, where the poles are a bit flatter, okay, and the equator is wider. So if I've just drawn a figure here, you can have a better look here. Now if you go for the radius from the center, now this radius towards the equator from here to here, and the radius which is reaching towards the pole, this radius is less and this radius is more. The polar radius is less and the equatorial radius is more. Okay, now because of this, okay, the value of g is different at poles and equator. Okay, little bit difference, not much. Okay, now the value of g becomes greater at the poles than that of equator. Why? Because g is inversely proportional to the radius. So the radius increases, this g decreases. Okay, so the value of g is inversely proportional to the radius of the earth. So here the radius is less, so value of g will be more. Okay, and here the radius is more, so the value of g will be less. Okay, now the actual value of g is calculated by keeping all the values which are constant. For g, capital G, it is 6.7 into 10 raised to minus 11. The mass of the earth is 6 into 10 raised to 24 kg. Radius is 6.4 into 10 raised to 6 meters. So all these values are fixed. So we just keep this in this formula directly and we get the value 9.8 meter second square. Okay. Now this is fixed, but sometimes there is variation. That is what we have seen. So usually when you calculate the sums, sometimes they take it as 10, sometimes they take it as 9.8. Now this is the value of gravitational acceleration, that is acceleration due to gravity of earth. Okay, thank you.